Hello everyone, Jeff Wayne again here back at the Linden Public Library, and we're going to continue to celebrate National Poetry Month here in April. As again, April is the month we do this, and we have one more week in April, and we're also a little stir crazy. Let's face it, it's springtime. The weather hasn't been cooperating, but let's face it, it's springtime. We know better days are coming. And of course, for many of us, sure, you want to go out there and start getting your garden going and you want to get things outside. But for many of us, springtime means the beginning of baseball season, and that's a big thing. It's, a couple of weeks we had the Casey the Bat poem, which is obviously the most famous baseball poem. I found a few more here, which we're going to take indoors this time, because if we were to go out there and record today, it would be a rain out. Unfortunately, we got rain today. But I'll give you some 4 poems I found, and interesting works on all of them. First one you all know. As I switch over to the glasses, you know my routine here. I won't go bifocals. That means I'm old. And I just want to go out there and admit that to myself anyway. Yeah, but what can I say? This first one is a poem, but it's really a song. We all know the song, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It was written in 1907 by 2 men who had never seen a ball game. But Jack Norworth, who wrote the lyrics, and we'll credit him here, saw a sign on the New York subway saying, "Ball game today, Polo Grounds." So he saw that, and he came up with the lyrics to what will become obviously the most famous song about a sport. But I'm going to go out there and recite it, because most people don't know the verses. They don't know the chorus. We'll give you the verses. Won't sing it, but I will recite it here as a poem. So it's Take Me Out to the Ball Game by Jack Norworth from back in 1907. Katie Casey was baseball mad, had the fever and had it bad. Just to root for the hometown crew, every cent Katie spent. On one Saturday, her young beau called to see if she'd like to go to see a show. But Miss Kate said, "No, I'll tell you what you can do. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game." Katie Casey saw all the games, knew all the players by their first names, told the umpire he was wrong, all along, good and strong. When the score was just 2-2, Katie Casey knew what to do. Just to cheer up the boys, she knew, she made the gang sing this song. Take me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. For we'll root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. That song was put to music and were very popular in Nickelodeons in the early 20th century. Vaudeville stages played it. And once organists started playing in ballparks and they got public address systems, they started playing it at ballparks. The rumor had it that President William Howard Taft stood up in the 7th inning at a ball game, and it became the song for the 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. The rest, as you know, is history. We still sing that song every time at the ball game. But again, it was written by 2 men who had never seen a ball game to that point in their lives. Second poem I found here was a poem by a former Major League pitcher called Mudcat Grant. He was a pitcher with the American League pennant-winning Minnesota Twins in 1965. Had a pretty good career. And he wrote this in 2002, taking obviously look back on his career, but also how baseball also can mirror life. And let's hear what he has to say about it. So this is called Life by Mudcat Grant. Life is like a game of baseball. You play it every day. It isn't just the breaks you get, it's the kind of game you play. So stop and look at your whole team over. You'll find dedication there. You're bound to find a winner with men who really care. Your pitcher's name is Courage. You need him in the game. You're for faith and trust your keystone men, the grounders, they will tame. Your center fielder is very fast, though small and hard to see. So watch him, son, when he gets the ball. He's opportunity. The left field, there's ambition. Never let him shirk. In right field, there's a husky man. I'm told his name is Work. At first base, there's religion. He stood the test of time. At third base, there's brotherhood, the stalwart of the nine. Your catcher's name is Humor. He's important to the scheme. For the honor warming up in the bullpen, the game is always clean. With love on the bench, you've perfection no less. With a winning team, and joy and happiness. Your other team is strong, son. Greed, hatred, envy, and defeat are the four strong infielders you'll have to buck up to make your game complete. Deceitfulness and a man called waste are always played hard. Selfishness and jealousy, none can you disregard. Carelessness and falsehood are the big boys in the pen. You'll have to swing hard, son, when you come up to them. And there's one more man you'll have to watch. He's always very near. He's the pitcher on that team, and I'm told his name is Fear. Again, coming up here, the game will not be easy. There'll be trouble, there'll be strife. To make the winning runs, my boy, for this game is played on the field of life. So stand behind your team, my boy. There'll be many who will applaud. Just remember that you're a player, and the umpire here is God. A way of juxtaposing life upon the game of baseball. Not the first time it's been done, but it's been done by, again, an all-star pitcher from a long time ago. Now, for most of us, let's face it, we're never going to go out there and make it to the big leagues. Many of us don't even play high school ball or much less college ball. But there's always a dream that, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can throw one good pitch or have one decent hit, and I could be another Derek Jeter or another Mariano Rivera or something like that. But let's face it, folks, most of us not going to get there. But you try. And again, the love of the game is passed on from father to son, from mother to daughter. And you go back and you want to reminisce upon those days when you were first learning the game as a child. Andrew Peters wrote a poem doing just this. It was called I'm a Pitcher. I remember playing catch with my dad. I remember the first time I got a curveball to break. I remember how nervous I was the first time I pitched. I remember the embarrassed joy I felt when I got my first strikeout. I remember pitching in my sleep. I remember yearning to pitch. I remember the feeling of warming up and knowing if I had it or not. I remember knowing the sore arm. I remember the uniform never fitting just right. I remember the mound rarely being just right. I remember hating my catcher. I remember having the wholehearted faith in my catcher. I remember the beauty of a catcher's framing. I remember the calm knowing of my teammates were fielding for me. I remember only my teammates and my dad. I remember knowing my mom was at the game. I remember the recognition of the fear of the hitter. I remember knowing I couldn't get some hitters out. I remember knowing I was definitely going to get a hitter out. I remember the feeling I knew the hitter got all of it. I remember hating my coach for taking me out of the game. I remember loving my coach for letting me finish the game. I remember hating umpires. I remember finding an umpire strike zone. I remember being angry with myself for thinking I was getting tired. I remember the sweat dripping from the bill of my cap. I remember summoning the false arrogance that I needed. I remember the sting of my fingertips when I let one go just right. I remember the best pitch I ever threw. I remember having nothing left. I remember how sad I felt. Now I can only remember pitching. And learning and yearning back to one's days as a pitching prospect. Probably never went past high school, but going back to those little league days and remembering all about your pitching exploits on the mound. All the players are important, obviously, but unless you can go out there and have the right coach to get you there to that level, coaches teach us everything about the game, and they've learned it from the coaches they had, and the coaches that the coaches had, etc., going all the way back to the beginnings of the game. And a good coach is hard to find. And again, you find a coach you will even, 50 years, 60 years after you've played the game, you will always remember that coach. I was never that much of a good player, but I still remember my coaches from when I was in Little League way back when. You will not look from my statistics anywhere. I'll go to Cooperstown only when I buy admission when I go to the Hall of Fame up there. But this poem was written by Jay Kyle, and it is called Ode to a Coach. You teach me the ways of the grand old game, yet you never do yell or blame. I do my best with you on the side, ever watching for me to give it a ride. If I fall short and look over your way, I already know you'll just smile and say, "Don't worry, slugger, you'll get a hit next time through." As I run for first my next time up, I wondered just how you knew. Relax and have fun as you preach in our ear. If you're not having fun, then why are you here? This game is not life or death, you say, as you hang on every pitch, hit, or play. The season is now over. No matter one or lost or won, you have brought out the best in everyone. Each player got words of praise and never guilt. On that alone, many stars were built. I hope you'll pick me again for baseball next year, but then so does every other kid that I hear. Another season's about to begin. I wonder if you will be my coach again. My new coach is just not the same. He tends to yell and he's quick to blame. I guess he never played for a coach like mine. Boy, what a difference to have him on the line. As I grow older, you still are the same. Year after year, game after game. Pacing the dugout and watching the stands, shouting directions to all those on hand. And then suddenly it dawns on me after a few memorable tears. I was one of your kids during those special years. As you continue taking others to levels only dreamers approach, we would like to just say thank you. Thank you, Coach. Again, just some baseball poems here to get you in the mood. Hopefully we'll get baseball going here sooner rather than later. We'll all miss it. You may not like baseball, but it's there every day for you. And there's a lot of big expectations for the local teams this year. We hope they can get playing a lot sooner than we have right now. Even if the games are played in Florida and Arizona, at least they get baseball going again. We all miss it. And speaking of missing, we miss you here at the library, but we employees also miss being at the library. We're library people. We love our books. We love our computers. We love everything we do here. And right now we're not able to do it. So we hopefully will get back into the library before short order. We hope that you are continuing to practice this recommendations from the CDC and from the governor. And seeing things seem to be leveling off here, fortunately, in New Jersey. Long way to go. The fight isn't over yet. Again, the middle innings here, folks. It's a 9-inning game. So remember, you got to play all the way through. So again, I hope you enjoyed our little videos. I think we'll have another one next week as well. We'll put up one next week is for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is the first Sunday, second Sunday in May. We'll put up some poems on Mother's Day for next week. But in the meanwhile, stay with us, everyone. You know, watch our Facebook page. Stay strong, stay safe. Again, we'll get over this thing. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you soon.